clapped a little too early this time.
We'll make it
My bad. Yeah, it's the second clap.
work. Okay.
Because you said three, and I just instinctively clapped.
3.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought my audio like lagged out for a second, so I clapped. I don't know
Welcome to this episode,
why.
the Graveyard Podcast. And right now we are not talking about animations. I forgot to change the topic back to intro. There you go. Now to
Were we
intro.
talking about animations last time?
I don't remember what about animation, but we were at the end.
Okay.
Huh? What did we talk about?
Huh. Yeah, I'm
On
trying to.
this
I can't remember.
on this episode of Graveyard Podcast, we talk about what we talked about last episode.
Trying to remember what we talked about last week.
Oh, maybe it was like cartoons. Instead of saying cartoons, I said animations. It's like kind of weird. Alright, whatever. Let's see, we are past Halloween, getting into the Thanksgiving season, not Christmas. It's too soon for Christmas.
Tell that to Walmart. They've already got a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's just,
They've already got a Christmas tree right as you walk in. Or at my Walmart.
yeah, slam. Boycott Walmart. Alright, I know I probably said this last week. My rule for celebrating Christmas is like noon Black Friday after you've done your shopping, if you do shopping. If you don't, you can start even earlier. But give Thanksgiving its fair due. It's American. Like, it's literally Christmas, but you don't get the presents. So if you like Christmas more than Thanksgiving, then you're just greedy.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it. I,
Yeah, at
it's
least
such
look
a
at
good way
it.
to look at that.
Because, like, you get a lot of food, and arguably, you do eat more food Thanksgiving. You see your family. In fact, you probably see more of your family. You just don't get presents.
Yeah.
Christmas, you get a little bit less food, you see less family, but you get more presents. So, I think that says a lot about you.
Yeah, it's more about you.
Yeah. And then if you're like,
I was almost in sync.
if you're not a kid and like, and you don't have kids, and, well, I don't get what's like all like the people around our age like Christmas so much. I know it's like, why? It's kind of boring.
I don't know. Winter break.
Yeah, I get that, but that's not Christmas.
Because well, people our age, they're in college, so
Yeah.
I mean that's what I would see. That's how I see
But
it.
they start celebrating now. They put a
Because up here,
Christmas tree next to their name in Twitter. It's like, nah, put a turkey.
what?
Like, people like for like, oh, Halloween, they put little ghosts next to their name. Some people are putting Christmas trees in it. It's like,
Uh, come on, like, can we at least have a like a day or two to mourn the passing of Halloween? Like, come on.
Mexico does it.
Do they really?
Yeah, the Dia de los Muertos. It's not about Halloween
Day of the
specifically,
Dead.
but it's in the spirit.
Yeah. Ugh. So what did you do for Halloween?
What did I do for Halloween? Oh, I went to the gym. What did I? Let me start. Yeah, I went to the gym because I have my next race in December. It's just a mile, so easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
Then had candy. Yeah. good Halloween thing. What'd you do during Halloween?
What did I do? Well, okay. Um, Halloween. I watched what is it? I can't. I think the creator's calling it a cartoon. I watched a cartoon on YouTube called Has Been Hotel that that has been in the works for like I think they said 2 years now. So and I watched the crap out of it. It's about a half hour long, and to me it's just great. I don't know if you've heard anything about it.
Nope.
I doubt it though.
The only thing I've been watching lately is
Well, basically, it.
Survivor.
No, yeah, I figured that much. Um, well, Has Been Hotel. It's basically just to boil it down. It's set in hell, and the daughter of Lucifer makes a hotel to in the attempt to a rehabilitate sinners so they can leave hell and go to heaven, kind of
That's pretty. Sounds interesting. Never thought about that.
deal. Well, yeah. To me, I just really like it. I don't know what the hell it is about it. Just I just instantly liked it, and to me, it was kind of ironic too because I only found out about it like I almost exactly found out about this project like a year ago when it came out. Like it came out on I think the 29th of October, and I found out about it just about like a week or two before that. So last year.
It's like comedy based, serious stuff.
It's heavy. It's very much comedy.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it's set in hell, so it's very dark humor, very adult humor kind of deal.
Right up our
A lot of swearing. So
right up our alley.
yeah. I don't know, but it's also getting like a lot of like what's the word I'm looking for?
Slack?
Hate. Yeah, slack, hate, whatever. One of those will do. Because like people are just saying like people are just like saying like, oh, this is just crude humor for the sake of crude humor, but then like other people are just like, dude, it's set in hell, so it kind of makes sense that's all the humor that's there,
Those are the same
or
people
like
that watch Family Guy.
probably. But there's also like a character in Has Been who like she like she says somebody goes to shake her hand and she says you could put that away, I don't touch the gays, and people are just like, oh, this bashes gays, but then other people who've actually watched the show is like, first of all, this is a character we're not supposed to like, second of all, she's in hell, so if she was if you kind to me it'd be like it'd be kind of weird if like somebody was super accepting of someone else's life choices and was in hell,
Yeah.
like that is the exact kind of person I would expect to be in hell.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh. I don't know. It's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely my cup of tea. I've watched it at least 20 times. It's a half hour long thing. It's just like it's so great.
And how's Halloween?
Well, to be honest, I actually kind of forgot it was Halloween. And yeah, but that was mostly because like I slept till noon, and I haven't done that in like 2 years, so it was very much just like cool, the day's half over. And then it clicked like a couple hours later, like, hey, it's Halloween and I've done nothing for to celebrate Halloween.
Oh, I remembered it was Halloween when
So,
I was rushing to finish the podcast. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get
nice.
that up today.
Yeah. Yeah. So like to kind of celebrate Halloween, I played Telltale's The Walking Dead. I played that all day for half the day.
Kind of wish I played Luigi's Mansion or something. Oh, Luigi's Mansion 3 came out on Halloween, which is cool. Don't have it. Wish I did. Could have played the
You
original.
know, I didn't even know there was a Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah, you wouldn't know unless you had a DS.
Oh, it's a DS game. Okay,
3DS
yeah,
game,
that makes
actually.
sense.
You can play it in 3D.
Okay. Well, 3D is terrible, so.
Yeah, and then also the original is also on the 3DS as well. I don't know why they did that.
Well, I think that's to be expected.
Well, yeah, but it came out like earlier this year. And it's like, why didn't it just come out for Switch? Like, it seems way more convenient
Yep.
because the 3's coming out on Switch too. Plus, it was a GameCube game. I don't think a GameCube game's gonna look much better on 3DS.
I think I'd rather play it on the GameCube.
Yeah, or the Switch
Well,
with the GameCube controller, because you can do that.
I don't know. To me, I think the GameCube is just more appealing.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I know that's weird because like during its time, it was like it wasn't the most popular because the PS2, everyone's like PS2, and then GameCube, Xbox Dreamcast were just like, well, and then like nowadays it's nowadays
Then there's this thing.
yeah, and then nowadays the GameCube is just like everyone loves it. It's like, well, because of this, everything's so expensive for the GameCube because no one bought it before, so there's not a lot of it.
uh,
That's why.
that's just that's
Yeah,
karma.
kind of wish I took better care of my games when I was younger because I would have like a full collection by now. But I've had to rebuy a lot of them.
Really?
Like I've had 4 copies of Melee.
Oh
So
God.
me alone is
You
inflating
really
that
need that
price.
many? you basically hold a monopoly, dude.
Yeah. And then Damien's had 2, but one of them I had one of those. Dude, that'd be so cool if I had all the copies of Melee and they still worked. I could like have like my own little collection for like 10 years from now. I could sell them.
Yeah, you could charge them whatever you want at that
Yeah,
point.
but at the same time, it was the
You want to complete your collection? Give how much money you got.
yeah. But to be fair, I believe that was the best-selling GameCube game. So it's like the most common GameCube game, but it's also the most sought-for GameCube game. So it's like still pretty on par with
So
the
there's
rest.
it balances things out.
Yeah. And then by now, most of the other like big game games have been re-released on like other Nintendo consoles by now. So it's like that kind of helps, but it's like the GameCube version for most of them are still the better version. Like Twilight Princess, but that game overall, I don't know why anyone would ever want to play that. I'm kidding.
I don't know. I don't know. Because like with like okay like the GameCube games being re-released, I imagine they're like on Switch, right?
A couple of them. Some were on like Wii U. Twilight Princess was GameCube and Wii. So then when the Wii came out, they're like, I've got a Zelda game right out like that. So to hook more people on. I then.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, no, not a lot of GameCube games. I can only think of like 4. But yeah, a couple like Luigi's
All right.
Mansion,
Let's.
and then Resident Evil 4, but that was on other consoles. That's fun. It's kind of like Skyrim's on everything. A couple other games.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's just like that, but that would make it like a download game, right? Like you you would download it.
Some games like for the Nintendo first party games, they like having physical because cause a lot of people still prefer physical over digital, like me.
Uh huh.
I, I, I,
Yeah.
it's just like one of those things. I just like having it. Like I can like see my collection on my shelf. It's satisfying to me.
Uh huh. Yeah, yeah. That's where I was going with it because it's like that. Then that would make sense why people look for like the GameCube specific stuff
Yeah, but
because it's a physical copy.
yeah, but then they also have digital for everything as well. Cause I get it. Cause some people
Uh
are
huh.
like I like it's actually sounds pretty cool. It's like your Switch is portable, so you're technically carrying your entire almost your entire Nintendo library with you at this point because you can play like a ton of NES games on it and Super Nintendo games and Switch games and a lot of Wii U games. So it's like you can spread
Uh
have all
huh.
Nintendo with you at all times. You only gotta switch out the games. You're just there.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I gotta get better at switching the topics. We're not even talking about Halloween anymore.
I don't know, because to
Is that a
me, it just kind of like because I do have a couple like downloaded games like on my 360. Like yeah, I have like Minecraft and a game called State of Decay like as downloaded game, but
mm-hmm.
it's just like I play those a lot less than the games that I have like a physical disc.
Yeah, I do that too, but I think it's because like because the big games I play the most are Nintendo. If I want a big game, and then for smaller games, obviously indie because that's what indie is. And for like indie games, obviously they're not going to be in store as much. When I download them, and I'm less likely to like replay those because they're shorter.
Uh huh.
Yeah, because yeah, I think that I also think that that goes hand in hand with what games do eventually get physical copies, because the really popular ones do, and then like the ones that are like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, people like it, but like it dies in after a while, then stays digital.
Uh huh. Yeah. No. I don't ever see digital overtaking a physical copy. You know, because I can see the appeal with digital. Like you own it instantly. You just have to wait for it to
That's why I hate it.
download. Well, yeah, but I do see the appeal because you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to your GameStop or your Walmart or wherever you go to buy your games. You could pre-order or whatever, and all you have to do is once it's released, you can hit. It starts downloading
Well,
immediately.
that's actually really
That's
cool that
cool,
Nintendo
but
does is that you can pre-download games and then right on release day you can play it. So it's like the second it comes out you can play
okay,
it.
that's a cool. You hear me,
Still there?
Adrian?
Oh, hello.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. You get really robot-y for me for a second, so
Yeah, and then I thought I heard the call drop sound, so I was like, oh,
okay. Okay, that was weird because it wasn't me. Okay, I kind of heard some of what you were saying. Nintendo, you could pre-download, so once release day happens, you can instantly play.
yeah. Well, also with download, this is mainly a Nintendo thing,
Now that
because the
that
Switch
that,
doesn't
that
have as
that's
much. Oh, we lost connection again. Oh man, let me make sure my phone's connected. Well, Oh man, I'm
Ah, crap.
weird. Connection issues.
Uh,
Alright, folks, hang in tight.
I dropping the call. Don't. Come on, connect. Connect, please. Come on. Son of a bitch.
Call has dropped.
Uh,
Okay, try to get him back in here. I
drop
wonder
the
what he's
call.
saying right now.
Yay. Oh,
We're
I'm still
talking
recording
over
you.
each other.
Yeah.
Or, maybe sitting silent. I don't know.
Well, this is unfortunate. Especially since it's just the two of us. Like, come on.
Alright. What was I saying? Oh,
Come
I was
on.
gonna talk about how hyperphysical storage
Connect.
space. And, don't want to get into it before we get back
God
in the
damn it.
show. Because I'm just gonna have to say it twice, so we're not gonna do that. But
Come on.
that is what I am going to talk about.
Come
In case
on.
you were curious. And
This
no
sucks.
connection. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Fuck.
I'm feeling it's him because I'm connected to Wi-Fi, and he is using cellular data in the mountains, so it is probably on his end that he has
Oh, god damn it.
lost
I think we're trying to
connection.
call each other and it's just not working.
So give him a couple minutes. Hopefully, maybe it's windy or something.
Okay. I'm gonna hang
Or
up and I'm
cloudy,
just gonna
something.
make your call.
I don't know. You know, it could be snowing for all I know. Oh, he tried calling me and I didn't go through. Okay, let's try again.
I missed the call and you.
Oh, it's ringing. It's ringing. Someone's there.
There
Come on,
we
you can
go.
do it. You can do it. Come on, they can do it.
God damn it. Why am I still
Still connecting.
not connecting? Come on. Connect.
Please. Are you there?
Oh, thank Christ.
Yeah,
Hello?
you're back.
You hear me? Well, to
Hey.
the audience, I never left
What were
because
you
I was
saying
still
during
talking.
this at that time? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, well,
Yeah, yeah,
what
so
I
was
was
I.
trying
So
to
we're
say
just be talking
before I
over each
dropped.
other.
Yeah, yeah, because you got quiet for a second, and I started talking, and then you started talking, like, oh, I should shut up, and then you got really laggy, and I was just like, oh, great, I'm gonna drop the call. What I was saying was, with the Nintendo, with the pre-download, and then release date, you can instantly play. That's really
Yeah, that
cool,
was actually. Yeah.
and I think like, yeah, I think like Xbox and PlayStation and whatever else they should have that feature too. Because if you want, if you like, because it seems like games are trying to make digital the future of gaming. So I think if you do that across the platform, that would definitely help.
Yeah. The one thing that another thing I prefer about physical. I'm hoping you're done talking.
I am.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Is that the physical games usually take less space because digital there's more stuff and everything just on the card, so they can leave stuff on the card and not take up space on your console. That's mainly a Nintendo issue because the Switch
Uh-huh.
doesn't have nearly as much space as Xbox or PlayStation. I don't know why they went with 32 gigs again.
Hmm.
Interesting choice when the launch title is going to take up like 10 gigs, nearly a third of your console space. Is like, okay, good thinking.
Great planning.
Yeah, but then also this isn't a Nintendo issue, so I don't have to deal with it. But a lot of the other games, they have like day one updates, and they're just getting bigger and bigger over time. So it makes me. I personally don't like that because
Uh-huh.
it seems like they're just on what kind of rushing the game or just saying, hey, we're done, so then they can get out earlier, and then like, okay, we can fix these other small things like right before it goes out. And I would
Uh huh.
I prefer it when it's just like game's out, that's the game, and then a couple months later, hey, we got some new DLC missions or something if you want it. Like the game should main game should
Uh
be
huh.
done, and then if it's multiplayer, updated of course.
Yeah. am I lagging? Are you
I
talking
know
or?
I was just
Because
thinking of what to say.
okay, yes, I'm honestly kind of afraid to talk
Yeah.
because I don't know if I'm gonna be talking over you or not anymore. Um, because while we're on the topic of games, like, have you heard about like what Ubisoft is doing with like their newest release with Ghost Ghost Recon? I think Breakpoint is what it
Nope.
is. And how like it's basically no. Well, basically it's Ubisoft has gone full EA with one game. It's just like everything is behind a paywall, and like you want your gun to be blue, you can either like play the game for 30,000 hours, or you can give us like a $5 or something like that. I'm more than certain I'm over
I would hope
exaggerating,
so.
but but that's what it feels like. It's saying like just give me your money, so you know like how EA with Battlefront, how it's just like you have to play the game not consecutively for
8 years.
like months. Yeah, for 8 years to unlock a gun. Versus like give me $20 and you can have it right now. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I get it because I have
Oh,
a feeling that they're like, oh, cosmetics are okay. So then they went full on with the cosmetic stuff. It's like, no,
uh
just
huh.
because it's
Well,
cosmetic
on
doesn't
top of that, the
just
game
includes.
just
Oh, no.
I don't know. Like to me, like cosmetics are fine. I think like to kind of do that with not all your cosmetics because I think that's just that's a there's a fine line. I think.
Yeah, I think it should be like at launch, whatever's in the game, that's the game. Don't be like, okay, and we're gonna have little bonuses you can pay extra for. No, you bought the game, that's the game. And then like a few weeks or months after the game's come out, it's like, hey, we got new stuff. So if you really like it, one, you're helping us promote this game even more, and two, it's you don't need it.
Uh huh.
But it's like not everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be reasonable. How would you feel if you went to McDonald's and it's like, hey, you
Yeah.
get the patty, but hey, you want the lettuce, you gotta pay another dollar. All right, want some ketchup? Throw in 50 cents.
You want the buns? It's gotta take another
Yeah.
dollar. Each fry is another ten
Oh, you want
cents.
sesame seeds? Yeah.
A penny per seed. Yeah. I don't know. But on top of all of it, like the game, like the campaign and the story itself just sucks, from what I'm hearing. Like the enemy AI is just stupid, and like you can hide behind a corner, and all the enemies will walk one a single file line, and you could just headshot them each one, and no one will be like, "Hey, we shouldn't go down that hallway anymore," and they'll just all pile, and there will just be a pile of bodies and whatever else. Or like you'll be driving down this road, escorting someone, and the enemy they're trying to kill the person you're escorting, and then you shoot their car once, and then they just stop dead in their tracks and get out of the car.
I think they need to work
It's
on
just
quality assurance.
yeah. But to me, it's just really disappointing, mostly because that game with Ghost Recon, like John Bernthal is in it, like, and it's just like it just makes me more sad because I love John Bernthal. I loved him in Walking Dead as Shane, and I loved him in Punisher as Frank Castle. It's just like, why do you have to
Oh,
be in such a
side
shitty
note, did you hear?
game?
Still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I heard what you said. It just like made the noise again. Um, so did you hear that John Bernthal said that he would be interested in playing Little Mac in a video game movie? Like they were like, hey, he's played one video game movie. Who'd you pick? He said Little Mac. I'm like, huh. I can kind of see it. Oh, damn, we lost connection.
I'm lagging out of the call again. Adrian, you sound like a
Hello?
you sound robot-y.
Hello? Oh, lost connection again. Yeah. So,
This is so
what you guys
fucking
going on?
funny to me. This is.
Still listening
I
to
dropped him in a call.
you are
The last thing I heard from
phone number.
Adrian, can you hear me? Yes, and
I'll
then
read it. There's
dipped
nothing
out.
without.
I dropped from the call.
So if you comment, 100%
Can
guaranteed
you
to be
hear me?
read.
Yes, I'm out.
And
Like,
yeah,
God damn it.
probably get hired. No, the last
This
connection, but I'll
sucks.
call him again.
Why is this happening? This hasn't happened in so long.
Yeah. No, I'm not
Why?
saving here because I have to go through and edit some stuff
God
out.
damn it.
Well, I'm not gonna leave it because it's
This
funny.
sucks so bad.
I don't know. Maybe it's funny
uh,
because it is.
this is
No,
fuck.
yeah.
This is gonna be a long
Gotta
ass
wrap.
podcast for us. This is because it's taking so long for us to get a single thought out. Like, and we're probably talking over each
Yeah.
other right now, or at least I don't know. Hell, this might even get cut out. I'm not sure. I have to watch the damn. I'm gonna have to watch the podcast when it's uploaded to
Because right
understand
now,
our own
we're gonna be,
conversation. That's how
for us to get paid
terrible
tips.
this is right now.
I'm gonna talk about Xenoblade just because. So,
Guys, I
playing,
can't connection.
I haven't played it in the
Whatever.
last
All right.
week. I really want to. It's been some time. So, I'm
All
gonna
right.
get back into gameplay
Calling
for
back.
those
Third
who
time's a
beat it. I'd
charm.
like to beat it like pretty much whenever I
Let's
want.
do
I know
this.
I tend to game probably a couple hours and I'll beat it if I just go straight for the end. But
Call
I
ended.
like something where you get the end,
Call
like
ended.
when you see references.
That's,
So if you like
I,
patience, like Infinity, I don't know
how
if
did
you've
I
gone to
miss the
next
call? I
Infinity.
picked
I
up.
want to click Clutchopedia, which
Answer.
I already did for everything except for the last area. And then
God damn it.
I want to get everyone's skill trees unlocked,
Holy
work
shit.
on those a little bit. And then I want
This
to
is
get
like the
every
highlight of my
with
week.
the 5-star
Every week.
affinity at
This
least.
podcast is like the highlight
And
of my
then
week. Especially
that's
for
pretty
shit
much
like this.
it.
Oh my god.
But
God damn it.
maybe 39. I don't think I'll go for
Fuck.
100% because
I
that's
keep
all
dropping
more.
the fucking
And
call.
up like 200
Why?
side quests or something
Why
like that.
is this happening?
It's like another 200, and it's like, dang.
Jesus Christ.
And
I
I'll
have
say, like,
4G.
it's
I
like
have
a
high
lot.
speed data.
You can just
What's
change
the
names and names.
problem?
There's a ton of extra stuff. Like, I could have beat this game, like,
Ah,
weeks ago. Or, like, hours ago in game time.
answer.
But I'm just like, that's how I want to play. And like, you can choose what you want to play. You can go
Connect. Connect.
go for 100% out. That'll take a while.
Yes.
Oh,
It
hey.
connected.
He's back. Okay, that's talking about Xenoblade. I was just talking about Xenoblade.
Oh. Yeah, no. The last thing I heard you say was, "Can you hear me?" And then you're out. Then you lagged out. So, or I lagged out.
Okay, so what I was gonna say was, John Bernthal in an interview, he said that he would be interested in like playing Little Mac in a movie.
Really?
Yeah,
That'd be cool. I watched that movie.
yeah, I would too. John Bernthal, I like
You
him.
know,
It's
it's
Nintendo,
Little
and I
Mac.
like him. It's everything I need.
Oh no, I'm lagging. No.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Fuck. This sucks. This hasn't happened in so long.
I know. You were taking it for granted.
Christ. I know. God damn it. The thing that sucks is that I have like 4G and full connection. I don't know why it's lagging out. That's the fucking
Huh.
that's the thing
I
that's
have Wi-Fi.
so confusing right now. Huh?
I said I have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I'll get right on
They need to add
that.
like a couple more towers over there somewhere. Like 2 towers somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah, it definitely helped. Because as far as I know, there's one tower.
Yeah.
So really might. Yeah, I think there's another one about 5 miles from my house, roughly 5 to 8. I'm not 100% though. Not like anyone up here cares enough to put in another tower though. So
Yeah. And if they did, they would probably hold a festival.
if you can hear me, I didn't catch any.
Oh, I said if they built another phone tower, your town would just hold a
Yeah, I
festival.
didn't hear a single word you said. It was all static.
Oh boy, lose connection again.
One more
Yeah,
time,
every
because
time
I
I was
didn't
saying
catch you that
something, it
time
kept
either.
cutting out. I was like, cool. Jeez.
I can't. I don't know what the hell's going on. I heard like the last syllable the last time you said it. So.
Oh my god, you're also speaking in tongues.
Oh my god! What the hell is happening?
Can you hear me
I don't
now?
understand.
Nope. Nope, okay.
Fuck!
This makes
Don't
no
drop the
sense.
call. Don't drop the call. Please don't drop the call. Come on, connect. Connect
I
back.
expect it's
Please, you
Xenoblade.
son of a bitch.
I was saying about silent completion, but so yeah,
Son
you
of
can
a
do whatever
bitch.
you want to complete the
Please
game.
connect.
Like whatever you want.
Fuck!
Basically game that
Fucking
takes
fuck! Fuck!
months,
Fuckity!
months
Fuck!
trying to
Fucking!
complete.
Fucking!
Um,
Fuck!
clear probably if you play at a reasonable pace, about a month probably. But like me, it's been like a really long
Alright,
rush from
I'm gonna
playing it
try
for
where
almost
I
2
call
years.
Adrian this time. Let's see if that
Not
helps. Let's see
because
if that
it's
works.
like super long. It's just I've been, you know, based on my timing, get busy a lot, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like playing it. I don't want to force myself to play it. So whenever I'm in the mood to play it, I play it, make some progress, keep doing that till I get through the game. Oh, looks like we might be connected. Hello.
Hello? Oh my god. The hell? Our, our commentary when we can't hear each other is gonna be is so extremely different.
Yeah,
What you're talking about? What
yeah, just
Xenoblade?
silent
You said?
Xenoblade, just like what I'm doing in the game.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just cussing up a storm, yelling at my phone to reconnect,
Yeah,
yelling at it not to drop the call.
I don't remember what I was saying before.
Am I lagging
Huh?
out again? Okay.
I have no idea what I was saying right before it cut out.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Like, like the only thing that came through clearly before I dropped was I heard you sigh, and then and then it's just like nothing was. I couldn't hear a damn word afterwards.
I really like Room to Flow. I was like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember before we were talking about, you were talking about the game, John Bernthal, and how it was bad, quality assurance.
Oh.
That's what I said.
um. Like okay, right. Back on track. Give me a second. Um. Okay. Like from okay, if you watch the trailers and whatever else for the game, like it looks fantastic. Like I mean, hell, just you put John Bernthal in anything, it's already 100 times better than what it already could have been, or already was. But I don't like. Basically, it's just like. I mean, I'm only going off of like reviews that I've seen because I'm not playing a $60 game like that. And like one of the things I personally don't like about it is that you have to be online.
Ooh, I hate that.
Yeah, like that and like okay, like the game that came up before it, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yeah, you know, you could play it by yourself and you can have three other AI companions who would, you know, routinely talk and make conversation and whatever else and talk about other operations and stuff. And Breakpoint, if you're not online, it's just you. So it's dead silent. There's no radios, there's no music, there's nothing. It's just it's just you, and that's it. And and from what I'm hearing, like the best option to get excuse me, to go anywhere is by helicopter, and that's it. Like like driving on the road is like not an option from what I'm hearing.
Let's see.
And it's just like apparently you can because like John Bernthal, his character in the game is the main antagonist. Apparently, like you can load up the game, like do one mission, and then the second you can talk to a random dude and get the final mission, kill John Bernthal's character. Like,
Huh.
granted though, if you continue with the story, like if you kill John Bernthal's character, which I guess is possible, despite like he's at max level and he'll be like level 4 or whatever. I guess it is if you're tactical, it is possible.
It's kind of like
But to the game's
say it's kind
huh?
of like Breath of the Wild. You can go to the final boss whenever you want. It's just like, well, you probably gotta
Uh
want to
huh.
get a little more armor.
Uh huh. No, like to their credit, like if you do that, if you kill John Bernthal and you go throughout the rest of the game, instead of John Bernthal being there for cutscenes, it's replaced by like I guess his right hand man kind of deal. So you can still experience the story. Like and if like you're in a game with like your friend and like you haven't killed John Bernthal but your friend has, you'll get John Bernthal but your friend will get sub character B or
That's
whatever
actually
kind
cool.
of deal. But it will be the same story. Yeah, yeah. So to the game's credit, that's pretty cool. But it's like with like the microtransactions, because apparently it was like so much that Ubisoft had to go, okay, we're gonna take these out right now. But people are like, oh, right now, so that means they'll eventually be put back into the game. So,
Nah, I think the whole like paying for more stuff is like mainly because mobile games make so much money. So they're like, hey, if we make
uh-huh.
a real game and that, just imagine how much money we'll make then. But those are like, those are two
Yeah.
completely different audiences, and I think a majority of people who play the
Uh-huh.
big $60 game aren't going to want to put an additional money for other stuff. Like within reason. Like if it's like how they're doing with Smash Bros. Like okay, the game's done, and over time we'll add new characters, and you can buy those. But it's not,
Uh-huh.
but you don't just get a character. You get a new stage, you get some songs, and you get other stuff all thrown in together. So it's not like hey, you get $1 for a song, $1 for a stage, 5 for the character, another $1 for the costume. It's just get it all at
Uh-huh.
once. You know what you're getting. And they're ahead
Uh-huh.
of schedule too, which is cool.
I don't know. To me, like, cause okay, I've got I'm starting to have issues with Ubisoft in their games just because, like, it's starting to feel like all they're putting out is like these RPG level up games, and I'm not gonna say there's anything wrong with that. You know, if you found something that makes money, go ahead and, but milk it for all it's worth. Go ahead. Because at the end of the day, Ubisoft is a company, and that's the point of the company is to
Yeah,
make money. But it feels like ever since like okay, like Far Cry 3 came out, and that game just exploded. And I think hell, I think today could still start up a conversation about it with the right people. But then like Far Cry 4, 5, whatever else, those games came out, and to my understanding, I'm not 100% on it, but like uh, Far Cry the series does the best. It sells the
yeah, that
most.
makes sense.
I think with the exception, to like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I believe that. No,
Uh
actually,
huh.
I would argue
So,
Just
but
Dance sells more.
is that a
Yep.
Ubisoft game? Huh. I didn't know that.
Actually, I'm pretty
That's a
sure
little
it
surprising.
sells more. But just that they're different audiences.
Uh huh. But it feels like, especially after Far Cry 5, because after Far Cry 5, I believe the next thing that Ubisoft released was Assassin's Creed Origins, and the game in the like the styles between like Origins and the game and what was it? Assassin's Creed Syndicate that came out before. It's so drastically different. Like how you play, how you manage your stuff, and like Origins added a level up system where and like I don't want to say like kind of like level caps. Like if you like this mission, we recommend you be like level 20 or higher kind of deal. But if you're level like 16 or whatever, you could still do that level 20 mission. You just have to be like way more tactical, and like you have to plan your shots and how your strategies and whatever else. And it worked out, and I think it worked out fine because I like Origins. I like the way it plays. It just for the fact that it's so different. I like it. But then the next game that came out, which is Odyssey.
Mario?
No, Assassin's
Oh,
Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Not Mario. There's no Mario in this one. it took like it took Origins what Origins did and just ramped it up to 1,000. Like, because there's so much to do. Like, there are massive level caps. It's just like, like I played it. I tried playing it, and it's just like it got to the point for me where I just got bored because all I'm doing is running around and I'm doing side quests, and it's just fucking boring because I don't want to. I'm not. I like side quests just so I don't blow through the story all at once. But I'm the kind of person who also, but I go main mission, a handful of side quests, then maybe then I'll more than likely do main mission, main mission, main mission, just so I can open up more of the world and whatever else, and then do more side quests. But with Odyssey, you have to do like every side quest because the level jumps between like what you are and what like the next mission main mission requires is so drastic. It's insane.
Those,
And like you get wrecked if like you're level 20 but this is like level like 28 and you think you'll be fine but you'll just get destroyed. Like there is almost no chance for you to succeed unless you're that level or higher.
are they really side quests at that point then?
Huh?
Are they really side quests at that point then if you have to do them?
The game says they're side quests. But to me, it's just I got so annoyed and bored that I would I tried to play it because it's just like it's an Assassin's Creed game. I've played nearly every Assassin's Creed game, like, and I've at least completed the main the story. So it's just like that, and that was the reason I was playing, and it eventually just got to the point where you're just like, you know what, I'm fucking done because this game is giving me headaches. So I'm done. And like I have no urge to play it to completion. And I've heard like it's a really good game actually. Like the story is fantastic, but it's just like there's so much in between the story that I just don't care
Damien just said, "Yo, Adrian, I just woke up. I'll be on in a few."
anymore.
A little late.
Nice. Oh yeah, we're almost an hour in.
Yeah, he's a little out.
Hour
I
into
don't
the
think he's making
podcast.
it in.
Like and like they've kept like okay like with me the one problem I've always had with Assassin's Creed is just like they keep going further and further and further back in time. Like for a while, we went from like the Revolutionary War, and then we went forward in time, like all the way to like the 1800s, and then all of a sudden we're back in like BC, like 200 BC, and it's just like to me it doesn't make any sense why you would want to go further back for this object that you're looking for in the present because it's been 2,000 years. Like there's no way what you're looking for that in 200 BC is going to be there in 2018. You know, so I like, and it just makes me feel like it makes me feel like what you're doing in the present doesn't matter as much as what happened in the past. Like in the next Assassin's Creed title is supposedly going to be a Viking era
That's cool.
game.
Gonna be in Denmark?
Yeah, it sounds really awesome. Yeah, it sounds really awesome, but I could give two shits. I don't care. I don't care anymore, and that's really upsetting to me because I've been in love with Assassin's Creed almost a decade, and to me, for me to go, like my brother, they say, hey, there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out, or they've announced a new Assassin's Creed, and it's gonna be you're gonna be a Viking, and it's just like I don't give a fuck. And it's just like I don't care. I don't want to know more than that. Like it's really upsetting to me, like for myself, because like this thing that I grew up with doesn't matter to me anymore because the developers have, to me, in my eyes, butchered
Are you
in
talking
a
about the
way, you
plot
know?
or the level up stuff that's not right?
Just overall, like I don't know how to have it make sense to someone else, just because of like the way I see like with Odyssey how that went. It's just like I don't want to be doing 1,000 side quests in between each main mission.
Yeah, like I think that is mostly because Ubi, from my knowledge, Ubisoft doesn't make a ton of RPG type games, and so it kind of sounds like one of the older ones. It would be, oh, you're just grinding forever before you can meet the boss, and then eventually they got better, so
Uh
it's better paced. So like you get to like Final Fantasy VI, and it's like perfectly spaced out. So you might have to like maybe level up once before a boss if it's a little too hard, but other than that, it's like perfectly spaced out for what you do. And that's because of
huh.
Square Enix, and they pretty much only make RPGs. And Tomb Raider now.
Uh I don't know, because I where I was when I quit with Odyssey, it was like, you met this guy and he said, okay, I need you to go and collect these pieces of Eden, and then like that's like okay, cool. Well, I could kind of like it's like a blast from the past, like because we've seen, I believe, my understanding is we've already seen these pieces of Eden throughout like all the other games. And then I go out and I'm just like, cool, I'm gonna immediately start on this. And it was just like, yeah, it's on this continent. Good luck. And then that was it. That's all the direction I got for it. It's like 4 or 5 pieces, and it was like they're here, they're here, they're here, like and it's not like exact location. It's like it's in Greece,
Oh, that real just
somewhere in
Greece?
Greece. Yeah, that's basically what it was. It's just like go search all of this. And it's just like that was when I told the game to go fuck itself because I wasn't doing that. I felt like an errand boy.
Oh, I did.
It's just like that like it it felt like it was supposed to be grinding. It's just like I don't want to grind. I just want to play the goddamn game.
No, that's weird because I think grinding is a bad thing in games because like it's not fun. You're just there doing it. Like I want to get on with the story. Maybe side quests are different because like side quests should help you like get more money or like some cool costumes or
Yeah,
something. Maybe and XP of course like you
yeah,
should get something, but you shouldn't have to do like every single side quest. And I think that seems pretty obvious, and it seems like you think that too. But on Pokemon, they're like making it more like quality of life stuff, so it's just like less grindy, and people are getting mad. It's like, God, they're just making it so you're not just grinding forever,
yeah,
and it's like,
yeah. No,
and people are like,
but
no, it's
to me,
bad.
that yeah, no, I don't like because with Odyssey, it feels like they're purposefully like pushing the brakes. Like I finally felt like, hey, the story's picking up. I'm actually moving, and then they just slammed on the brakes. Like, nope, you gotta wait. It's just like, motherfucker, why? Like, what's the problem? I can't blow through your story. Like, what's the matter? I paid $60 for it. I could. Why won't you let me play the way I want to
Well,
play?
I think the big thing with that is that it's a sudden change in the series because like in Xenoblade, it's kind of like not like it's kind of like that, but it makes more sense because a part of the game is building relationships up with the town areas because you're like trying to save them, so you're gonna know them. So like you take a break, do some side quests, talk to people, learn about them, and like
Uh
that sounds in that game it
huh.
works well because that's the point of the whole like it's a big thing in the entire series. And the Majora's Mask is like that too. Like you don't have to do it, but like it helps you out a lot. And then it's just a big part of the game because like everyone's like going through like we're not gonna die. Oh shoot, we might die. Oh my god, Moon's about to kill us, and like they're freaking out some parts, and like you're learning about them, trying to calm them down or helping them, and then you get like these cool little masks.
Uh huh.
Some people hate it though because it's
Yeah.
like oh too hard. I don't blame them. It is hard.
it was just like it honestly just like it was really upsetting. It's really upsetting looking back on it because when Odyssey got announced, I was super excited for it because it takes place in Greek mythology. It's just like that's so exciting because Greek. It's always that shit's always been exciting to me. Like, and I will give the game credit. Like the opening sequence, you play as like Leonidas with his 300 Spartans, and it's just like it's so like it's just amazing. It just pumps you up and like you get in the moment. It's just it's so cool. And for a while, it's like that. It's almost rapid fire, go 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 go. But then after a certain point, the game like you, all of a sudden you get it feels like you got training wheels on, and it's just like you can't do exactly what you want to do.
It just sounds like they have a pacing issue. Like most games start out slow,
I don't know.
and then you like pick up the pace to get into it. But if you start out into them, they try to slow you down. You're like, oh, well.
I don't know because it was just like I don't know how to like explain it. It's just like once you get going, like you now have a ship and you can sail across the world and whatever else. It just felt like it got super slow at that point. Like because I think to me it's like supposed to be like okay, cool, I have this ship, I can go wherever, but the game's it's like not no, not really. You can't really go where you want.
So it's like they're
Like,
like teasing you, like, hey, look at that.
yeah,
Be cool
it's
to go there, right?
like hey,
You can't.
yeah, you yeah. That's what it feels like because it's just like you're too low of a level and you'll just get screwed because like people like enemies just attack you out of nowhere and there's nothing you can do because you're so low level than whatever else. But like I don't know, it just I'm just afraid that like this is just gonna be what Ubisoft does now with with Assassin's Creed. It's just like yeah, the story from what my understanding, like I said, it sounds fantastic. I think like reviewers were giving it like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, whatever else. But not just like IGN, but like because I watch for my game reviews, I watch Angry Joe just because I like his
Because his name
personality.
is Joe.
He doesn't seem to like bullshitting. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That's another thing. His name's Joe, so uh, you know, so and he was giving the game praise too. But he also gave it's super fucking grindy. Like you feel like that you're supposed to be like this god amongst men, but then there's this NPC telling you to go get his lunch. So
Yeah, I think grinding is a thing of the past. Because back then it was more like, hey, we can't release a bunch of games every year, and it takes more time, so we gotta make this game last longer. And also and it would be like artificial length, but it would be like, hey, cool. Parents be like, hey, we don't gotta buy a game for a while, or it'd be like, hey, you're making the most out of your game, so you would probably back then you probably enjoyed um, the extra length. Is like, hey, more money, more time for my money. But now it's kind of like, no, we don't
no,
got time for that anymore. We got internet. Well, you know,
yeah, yeah, everything has to be turned out so they can make that quick buck. That's all. That's all anyone cares about is the quick money. No one cares about the long term.
Yeah, and like another thing with Assassin's Creed, I think I kind of got into it for a little bit, but then I fell out because it was like another game, another game, another game, another game, like so fast. I was like, I can't keep up. I haven't even finished three yet. Like I didn't even know
Uh,
Syndicate was a thing until like months after it came out.
no, I didn't know about it until like a year ago.
Oh,
So,
yeah. So and it's like
but that's mostly because. Go
well,
ahead.
it's like it feels like Ubisoft isn't really using all their IPs because there's only a few companies that have like a lot of franchises that are good. Like Nintendo, obviously, Sega is a big has a big issue with
Uh-huh.
this, and then Ubisoft is like probably Capcom too, but Capcom does pretty good with theirs, and Ubisoft is like around where Sega is. It's like for Sega, Sonic's their money maker, so it's like only Sonic games. Because like when was what's another Sega game that was made recently? Nothing.
Recently,
Well, a couple
yeah,
because the first Bayonetta,
we could probably go.
and then a new Super Monkey Ball just
Ah,
came out on Switch and other consoles. So that and that's pretty much it. And they have like some other small ones, and then that's pretty much it. But it's like Sonic, and then occasionally another game. But it's they have so many cool games. Like they have Billy Hatcher. I was gonna say Alex Kidd, but I think he got retired when Sonic came out. And then they have Space Channel 5, Jet Set Radio. A lot of people are like begging for Jet Set Radio, and they're not even touching it. And it's been like 15 years. It's like just make one. And then like Ubisoft, they have a lot of cool. Probably I don't know any of them, but they probably do. But like Rayman is what I was gonna think, cause like
uh-huh.
I know it's not like as bad as Sega, but it's like I feel like there should be another Rayman game by now, cause the other one came out like 6 years ago.
Uh-huh. I don't know. Because like looking into like games and like movies and like all the releases and whatever else, I'm starting to like really buy into like the whole less is more kind of deal. just
Yeah,
just because it's like every year there's a new Call of Duty. It's just like I got sick of COD for a long time. Just like Black Ops 4, it was just Fortnite with COD skin. Like to me personally, there's absolutely no difference between Black Ops 4 and Fortnite. It's just a matter of like art style.
there's a difference.
That
There's
that
no
that's the
building.
only difference. Well, I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah,
Like because that to me that's all it is. It's just like it's Call of Duty Fortnite because Fortnite is very popular and they want to get in on it. Just like I just
that seems
like,
that seems like
but
that'd
like
been
with
better
like
for either. Oh, sorry.
but like well I was gonna say it's like with the newest release with Modern Warfare, it's the first Call of Duty that I want to own and like I haven't felt like that in like a year. So like and then like I don't know. And I think it's just mostly because like I seeing like some of the behind the scenes for like how the game was made, how like this guy he was like how he was like taking the so much more time on like how you would actually like reload an AK-47 whatever else like he wanted that motion to be as realistic as possible. He was like more or less nitpicking on how he animated so it would look just real, you know. I just hate how every year every game company is just like, hey, look at this brand new shiny thing. And I'm just like, dude, this thing over here that you released like last year is still pretty shiny and still pretty great. I don't want to throw another $60 at you for this.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I also feel like when like there's any top like battle royales right now, they're kind of like
Uh-huh.
they're like, oh, let's slap the Call of Duty name on our battle royale just so it'll sell more. It's like, no, you could have just said, hey, this new franchise or a new game, and just not slap Call of Duty on. So then I know the Black Ops story people like a lot. So like, what
Uh-huh.
that was probably not a good one to scrap.
No, because from the sound of it and looking at the game itself, it looks like it wasn't going to be like a battle royale game. It was going to be a classic Call of Duty game. You know, like story multiplayer or campaign multiplayer, zombies or whatever. But then it's just like somebody heard about Fortnite and PUBG, and it was just like, dude, we could be really fucking lazy and just do that. So because like my understanding of it, Black Ops 4, there are remnants of story in that game. It's just like, but it's not anywhere as good as it could or should have been. Am I lagging out?
No, I don't think
Okay.
this is. Oh, well, I was gonna say back when you're talking about this is a while ago, so it's like a little too late. But I was like, oh, that they need one from the quality assurance. I was gonna say, hey, now you know how Sonic fans feel. Every Sonic game is so bad. Well, no, Sonic games are like they're not like poorly made or anything. They're just well, yeah, poorly made. But in some aspects, other aspects are fine. But it's like them being a little glitchy and bad is almost part of the charm now. So it's kind of like yeah, because like there's one on the Wii U, and it was like it wasn't too glitchy or anything. Everything worked fine. It was actually a pretty alright game, but then no one cared because like this one's okay. It's not bad.
Uh,
But then like if you look back at Sonic Adventure, like the charm of it is like the really poor animation. The lip syncing's really bad because it looks like they're having a seizure every time they talk. He's like rah, 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 rah. Like his mouth moves like that when he talks. And then also like Tails, instead of getting like a girl to voice him, they got like an actual like 5-year-old kid, and he's like has the sounds like he has the microphone up to his lips, and he's speaking, and like he also has yeah,
really?
but it's like part of the charm now. If you look back at it, he's like yeah, that's Sonic Adventure, and then like I don't know, it's just like it's not self-aware, but it feels like it's self-aware because like after you beat each story, you get the Big the Cat story, and it's just a fishing game. And it's not it's yeah, it's like yep, they decided to program a fishing game into this. If you want to unlock the final story, you gotta do it. But that's Sonic.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
and it's like I'm glad it's not better because then I probably wouldn't like it as much because like it's almost funny, but not quite funny.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, it's like perfect the way it is. Like if they ever remake it, I don't want them to remake it because then it's not going to be it's not going to have glitches anymore. Because like it's kind of funny, you'll be running through the stage perfectly fine, and then you just fall through the wall and die. It's like oh, well. Like it's like the perfect game to sit down
Nice.
and play with a friend, and then you guys like make fun of the game, or you keep laughing about everything. It's such a perfect game.
Nice. Hey, I'll be right back.
All right, Joe's going into the woods. I would see. I don't want to anymore.
Oops.
Okay, so Sonic Adventure. Since I was talking about that, we'll stay on topic. Kind of sad everything about the game that I like, but I kind of want to make Sonic Adventure again because I haven't played it in a really long time. But it's like a lot of it's nostalgic, of course. But it's like even now, if I played it, like I fully realize it's not a very good game. For its time, it was pretty good, but right now it's like no, aged very poorly. But it's like I don't know, something about it. It's like charming in a weird way. And it's Sonic Adventure 2. It's more polished and everything, less glitches. Like everything about it's just better. I like it. I like it even more, of course, because it's just better. And the Child Garden is just so good in that one. I really want a Sonic Adventure 3. I wonder if they're ever gonna do that. Because I know a couple years ago they said they don't want to go backwards in the series, but then recently they were like, "Yeah, we did it. We might make it now." So it's like, oh, well, then it's Sonic Adventure 3. They bring back that Child Garden, so I can spend so much more time. But to be honest, I don't
Put a
even
game back.
know what about Sonic Adventure people want it that so bad. I do the Child Garden. Okay, cool. I'm just talking about Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, hopefully Sonic Adventure 3. Doubt it.
Kind of sounds like every Sonic game kind of has to be terrible in one way to be great, kind of deal.
Well, the new ones, yeah. The old ones are legitimately good, and then like Sonic Generation, the colors are pretty good, and then the rest of them either were good
Hmm.
for the time and just aged poorly, but then it's still like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
But then like a lot of the recent ones are just like, yeah, they're bad. Like Sonic Boom is legitimately a terrible game. And, like it looked really cool in the trailer and stuff, but then it's like, oh, quality assurance. But like it turned out that the quality assurance did their job, just Sega didn't fix the game.
Nice.
So that for that game specifically, it's like okay, they could have tried a little harder.
We should put some effort in.
Yeah, no, it was no. It's actually kind of funny because for years, like people were like Sonic games suck except for Generations, and then Sega like let some like fan people make a game, and they made Sonic Mania. So it was like fine, if it's so easy to make a good Sonic game, you do it. And then they made Sonic Mania, and it got like 8s, 9s out of 10s, and they're like, huh,
That's fantastic. They're just like, huh, I guess it really is easy to make a Sonic game. That's fantastic. Ate their own words. That's great.
oh, good news
Ugh.
is there's a new Sonic game coming out next year.
What about the Sonic movie?
That's coming out next year too. 3 months.
Have they released like the redesign of Sonic yet?
Not
Because
officially, but there's been like some leaks. It actually looks pretty decent. Like not amazing. Like I wasn't expecting it to be like, oh,
does it
that's
look?
Sonic, but it's like actually if that was what they released originally, I would have been like, yeah, that's yeah, pretty good for CGI.
Is it? Is it better?
Yeah,
Is it
like
better
it's
than what
way
was
better.
released? Because the only reason I watched the Sonic trailer was because people were just like, "This is so bad." Like I don't even know if it could be funny, kind of deal.
Yeah. Well,
Like that was the whole reason I watched the
that's the
trailer.
thing. I think I don't. That's the thing I kind of think is like, do people really think this could be a good movie? It's Sonic.
Like, I thought it was a. I thought Sonic the movie was a joke for so long, and like the I guess like the teaser posters. I thought they were just like fan made or something. Like there's no way that this is an actual movie that is having real money spent on it. And then the trailer dropped. I had to eat my own words.
Yeah, and
This is like
doesn't surprise me because Sonic really is still super popular. It's just that the games are bad, so people really
uh-huh.
don't like. Well, they play some of the games, but like not as much as they used to. Like the shows are still really cool, and the toys sell like crazy.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean, that's like making a Mario Brothers movie.
they are. It will be animated, which is like, good job, Nintendo. You figured it
Well,
out.
I think that as it should be. If it's an animated movie, I think that's good. But a live action movie for
Guess what studio's making it though?
anything is just what? Which one?
Illumination.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
the creators of hit movies such as
it's
Minions.
yeah, like that's like really kind of disappointing.
Yeah, well, I
But
think
for
is I
me
don't think
personally, oh,
I I think they have
go
some.
ahead.
I think their movies are actually decent because I think the first Despicable Me was pretty good, and then of course it's like, oh, made money, make more.
Uh-huh.
And then Minions I think was okay up to a certain point, but is like clearly targeted for kids, and I am not the kid.
Uh-huh.
Well, I
But
am.
your kid's sick.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, yeah, but I am a kid. I'm not that kind of kid. So I think
You're
the
a smart
animation
kid.
and the animation quality is still good in the movie. It's just that they're like really focused at kids. So I'm hoping
Uh-huh.
that like, and Nintendo's really protective of their stuff, especially compared to Sega. Sega with the Sonic movie, just like, yeah, design's good, they'll like it. It's bad, they'll expect it. And Nintendo will be like,
It's
nope,
part of the
it
Sonic
is not
charm.
perfect. It ain't coming out.
Yeah. I don't know, because like my understanding with like Illumination is like they actually their stuff like it's really low budget. Like it's still good stuff. I do like their animation, how it looks with everything that comes out. Like even if I don't particularly like the movie, I still like the animation. So, but like it's like low budget, but extremely high box office. So the profit is like amazing. So, but I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, but like,
uh, I don't know how to feel
I
about
have
it.
a feeling, especially because it's Nintendo, they're like, if it's not good, I'm sure they'll just drop it. Like, hey, it's not happening. Because they did that with
Uh,
Sony, but that
yeah, like
backfired.
if we, I mean, yeah, if we get a trailer, I'll probably feel better about it. Or hell, if like they release like they release like a character design or something, just they give us something to allude to how they're going to animate it or whatever else or whatever, like a story detail. I'll probably feel better
Well, I
about it.
think I
But
know what the
up
story's
until that
gonna
point,
be.
I'm oh, I, yeah, I think I can. I'm pretty sure everyone here can
What if
guess
it's not?
what
What
the
if it's
story
just
is
like
going to
something
be.
really
But
weird, like they're trying to go get spaghetti?
oh God, you know what? I'm more than 100% sure that that's going to be a joke too. It's just like somebody's gonna make some sort of stupid ass joke about spaghetti or Italian food or something.
What if it isn't? I'm just only saying this because Sonic Boom. The Sonic Boom show looks pretty much just like the game, but like animated. So I'm kind of hoping that it'll
Uh-huh.
just be like Super Mario Odyssey, but animated, like the same like designs. If it's like that, then it's like boom, it's good.
Uh-huh. instant classic. I just, you know what? You kind of thinking about it. If I they might put in a fucking minion in the movie.
Oh, like, well, maybe. I don't know. I was like no, but they have a
like,
crossover game with the Rabbids. Anything's possible.
uh, yeah, if it's Illumination, it's fucking minions. The minion is their goddamn mascot. So
Hey, they can have a party with all
it's
the
just like,
toads. Just imagine that all the toads and
that,
minions yelling together.
oh god, oh god, that's a nightmare. That's that's terrifying. Oh. So, going on a half hour
I also,
this
I
podcast.
also think it'd be
Get about
cool
wrapping it up.
if they made a Metroid movie, because that seems like the huh?
Nothing. Go ahead. I lagged out for a second. I didn't realize you were
Oh,
talking. Go ahead. Metroid
yeah,
movie?
Metroid. I think like other than Mario, I think the other really cool movie would be Metroid because it just makes sense because like that's like their most like
Uh-huh.
serious game, so they can like take it seriously as a movie. Plus, like a lot of it can
Oh
be
yeah.
like interpreted differently and not be like so strict to the game
Uh-huh.
because the games are pretty much just make it in space and you're good to go. Make the plot whatever you want.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. I would definitely go watch a live action Metroid. I would definitely do that. I would throw my money at that.
And, and
I mean, hell.
huh?
Hell, like even if it was just like a fan film or something, I'd throw my money at that on
There actually
Kickstarter
is
or
a fan
something.
film being worked on right now.
Oh, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah,
You
some
kidding me?
because
Why is this the first time
it,
hearing
it
of it?
it just got kickstarted like a few days ago. Like the Kickstarter goal was made.
Cool. That's awesome. I gotta check that out. I I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm doing some research on this shit. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
it's by the guy who wrote the script and everything. His name's Derek Bittner, I think. I follow him on Twitter. He works on the channel Game Explain. If you've heard of them.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Maybe.
said that he wanted
Sounds
to make it
familiar.
because he thought it would be make a cool movie like a lot of people, but he doesn't know if it actually happens. So he's gonna, you know, he'll try to make one. So then
Uh-huh.
hopefully Nintendo because Nintendo talks to them all the time. So hopefully like they'll see them like, hey, people want it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and hopefully they don't shut his shit down.
No, Nintendo's because they got new management recently, so they changed a lot of the rules. They're like, okay, yeah, that was pretty stupid. They changed that
Okay.
because like
Okay.
they
They're they're they're,
reversed.
they're they're lax now.
They're
No.
more lenient because like they even stopped going. They even stopped like going after piracy as much, even though they still hate it. They're like, all right, they're more lenient with it. And then with like YouTube videos and stuff,
Uh-huh.
they're way more lenient. Except for like again, like I said it before, but as long as it's not just gameplay or just music, as long as you're like adding something to it, even commentary, then they're fine with it,
Uh-huh.
which I think is
So
completely
like
reasonable.
reviews. Oh yeah, because that's as long as
Yeah,
you add
reviews are
something to the
fine.
content, that is yeah. Yeah, that's under fair use.
So and then with like, I think the thing with fan games and stuff is the reason why they shut it down is because it could stray away from other stuff. But usually with in the past with animation stuff, like someone made like an animated Star Fox episode that's really good, and
Uh-huh.
they didn't touch it. They're like, yeah, I don't know if they said anything about it, but yeah, they haven't touched it.
Nice.
I think a Star Fox animated show would be really cool. I don't know about a movie because it's, you know, be another
That's a
Sonic
little
movie
much.
thing unless it's animated. But like a show would be really cool.
Uh huh.
And then Legend of Zelda keep it as
I'd
games
watch
or
that.
books. I don't want a Legend of Zelda movie because
Oh, you don't want to see a movie?
Link's not supposed to talk. And if your main character ain't talking,
You don't want to hear him talk?
the one time he did talk and something, it was so annoying. Excuse me, princess.
Oh my god, are you serious? Is that really what he sounded like?
Yeah, in the old
Oh
animated
my god.
show. Yeah,
What?
that's the voice he had. And then also in the CDI games, like the Forbidden games, he had a voice, and he's like, there's one point where he kills the boss, and it goes to a really bad cutscene. The boss is deflated like a balloon, and he looks at it, he's like, golly. And like I would not. Link doesn't sound like that. Like in the games, you got like a good idea what his voice would be because he yells and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Actually, in official Zelda canon, he's only ever said two words or two phrases.
What are they?
Giddy up when he's riding a horse in Twilight Princess, and come on in Wind Waker. So he does talk. I think the idea because with Link specifically and a lot of Nintendo characters, it's like Nintendo really wants you to feel like you're the character. So it's like if they
Uh-huh.
start talking, it kind of takes that away. So usually when you say yes or no, that's like you, and of course they can't make it too branchy or like too much because
Uh-huh.
that the games would never come out. But I think that I wouldn't surprise me if maybe not the next Zelda game because it's just Breath of the Wild 2, but then the one after that wouldn't surprise me if they finally like let Link talk a little more because his that's the first time Breath of the Wild was the first time where his official name was Link. Because before just you name him after yourself if you want.
Huh. Yeah, no, 'cause I think like games are starting to get to a point where people are like, we don't want a silent protagonist anymore. You know, because like, because I like to me like a silent protagonist is just like kind of lazy in my opinion because it's just like other characters are talking to like you, but you can't. There's no response for because you know it's a game. They can't hear what you're saying, kind of deal. So,
I think a lot of it for like the Nintendo games, because a lot of them don't talk a ton, is because they started out so long ago. So like they started out with no voice, so it'll be like
uh-huh.
I'm sure like as a kid with a lot of people when they were playing the NES when like oh I bet this is what Link sounds like, so then all of a sudden they're like oh no that's not no okay, that's weird, so it would just sound weird, and especially since every Link's different,
Uh-huh.
like it's fairly rarely the same Link again. So I don't know how they would do that. It's
Uh-huh.
just weird because it's Legend of Zelda. But at the same time, I don't think they. It seems like they care less and less about like the rules of Legend of Zelda. They're like, we're just gonna make a good game. Forget the timeline. Timeline's out the window. You guys figure it out. That's pretty much what they did with Breath of the Wild. Like people are like, where does it go? And it's like they literally said they said it's up to you, or you guys want to play whatever you guys think. But we want to leave it up to the interpretation of the players. Because I think they just forgot.
Nice.
Because there's three timelines in
That's
Breath of the
that'd be
Wild that
funny.
mentions something from each of the different timelines. I was like, well, how does that work?
It's its own fourth universe.
Yeah, so like the
The fourth timeline.
the common theory is that it converges all timelines into one, but even then, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you really think about it. does that work? And then I just don't like that because I just don't. Because then at that, because that kind of makes it sound like the end. That's the would make Breath of the Wild the end of the Zelda timeline. So now we have the beginning, and then we have the end. Is there really anything else you need to it? And I don't want there to be an end, which is I think that's why they don't focus on the timeline. They're just like, yeah, make a good game, make sure people enjoy it,
Uh-huh.
which is good because if you don't enjoy the game but the timeline's really good, no point in buying the game.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, people aren't gonna buy a game because of where it fits in the timeline.
Yeah, you need it to be fun, even if it has a really good story. If it's not fun getting through the story, you got gameplay. Gotta be good, and story
Oh
has to be
yeah.
good. You don't well, I would say story has to be good, but then Mario exists.
I think gameplay is like so much more important than story. Like, yeah, it's important to have a good story, but if the player isn't engaged in what's happening, then the story won't matter at all to the player.
Yeah, I'd rather be like, aha, ooh, that was a cool jump. Oh, I made it. Like excited and like being excited when I do stuff rather than like, oh, okay, sitting here quietly listening. If I
Uh,
want a good story, I watch a movie.
yeah. Oh.
Okay, now it's been a while, so let's wrap up soon. But there's one thing I wanted to bring up. Okay, that I saw earlier today. It's a small thing because it was a small person on Twitter complaining. I don't think I can really pull it up, but he, I think he just hates Legend of Zelda. But so Metroid, it was a remake of the second game came out, and it was the next game in the series after 7 years. It's one of Nintendo's biggest franchises. It's a remake. People are excited for it, and it only sold 500,000 copies. And then you go to another game like Astral Chain. It's a completely new franchise for Nintendo, first one in series. And then after 2 months, it sold about 1 million. And then you go to Breath of the
Mhm.
Wild, not Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening, a remake of a Game Boy game, sold 3 million in 10 days. And then he's like, oh yeah, this game wasn't that good, but sold better. Maybe people need to play new games more. Like just stop going for games you know. But it's like my what I said was, well, if you're someone who like maybe you don't have a big budget, so you can't play a ton of games, so it's like, oh, every couple months you get one game. Are you gonna go for the game that you know is gonna be good and that you're used to, like Legend of Zelda, for me, or am I gonna like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try this new game that just started out that I don't know if it's good. I might not even like it, but I'll go for it. No,
Mhm.
you're gonna go for the game you know is gonna be good, even though like I would say, yeah, it's good to experiment to like help out other companies or let other franchises grow, but it's like for some people that's just not gonna work. It's gonna
Uh-huh.
it's you know, if you can only get one game, you're gonna want to make sure that one game's really good.
Oh yeah.
And also like
Yeah. No. I try to
and then the other argument I made
go ahead.
was for some people are in school, they have kids or they work a lot. Maybe they don't have time to play a lot of games. Do you want to sink your teeth into a game that turns out not being good after 10 hours, or do you want to pick a game that you know is gonna be, like I said, that you know will be good and you know will be worth your time? Like I don't think you want to waste your time playing something like didn't like it.
Uh-huh. People are always going to choose what they know.
Yeah, and then I think he wasn't only just complaining specifically about Zelda, but it's like he said something like Mario Odyssey. He chose specifically the Link's Awakening remake, but he was saying that it was a lot of people are complaining about the price, and that with a lot of like older games come to Switch. It's like, why is it like fully priced if it was on the Wii U first, or it's a remake of a Game Boy game? Why is it $60? And it's like, not everyone played that game before. Like the Wii U didn't sell well, so Wii U games as a whole didn't sell. So coming to the Switch, there's a good 30 million people who didn't play those games, and it's come to Switch. Like that's why they're still full.
Who, yeah, who are buying the games for the first time.
Yeah, and then like same with Link's Awakening. That game came out like 20 years ago, more than 20 years, 25 years ago now actually. And it's not just a Game Boy game;
Damn.
it's a fully remade Game Boy game. Like new everything, animation's different. Like it's animated and stuff. They're not as good. They're not gonna make it like $15. It's a Game Boy game. No, it's a fully new made game.
Yeah, that shit's
Like
brand
it's
new.
not the same game. Like they added a bunch of stuff to it too and stuff. Yeah. Like I can understand you like I can understand maybe not $60 because it's a short game too. Like they spent off like
Uh huh.
a few months and their speed run's already down to an hour. But like I think casually it's like 10 hours of gameplay or something like that. I can get maybe not $60,
Mm-hmm.
but like they're not gonna make it less. Nintendo's never gonna make a game for less than $40.
That probably just be the try to break even too.
Yeah, and like I don't get what people don't realize. Nintendo pretty much decided with like over time because like other companies will bring down the prices over time after a couple months. For Nintendo, it's like no, it's staying. They decided their value and they stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like yeah, that's what it is now. It is what it is.
You can either buy this game or not. I
Yeah,
don't
what do you
care.
gotta do? Go buy it on PlayStation.
I think that'd be impressive. You could do that. If, if that happened, that'd be so fucking weird.
Yeah, because I know people who like emulate or mod their consoles, and it's like it just doesn't feel right seeing Mario on a PlayStation.
Uh huh.
Same with Sonic, which is weird because 20 years ago it's like Sega versus Nintendo, but now it's like Sonic is like like Nintendo feels like his home now. Like if I see when I see it on like PlayStation, I'm like a little weird.
Uh-huh.
That's probably because I grew up.
get, Sonic doesn't belong
Hey, he
there.
belongs to Nintendo. That's his home. It's probably because Sonic and the
He's a
Mario
new resident, but
Olympic
still.
Games and that he's in Smash.
Uh
But it really does feel like this home, which is weird. Like for when I was younger, I was kind of hoping Nintendo would buy out Sega so they can be good Sonic games.
huh. It probably could.
Well, imagine if they made like a full like Mario Sonic crossover game. Like that would be so cool. Like not just the Olympics. Like they could make a really cool game,
Or tennis.
or a racing game, or Smash, or like it's like a full on game. That'd be so cool. I don't think that will ever happen. I think Nintendo's like, because I have a feeling it'll be like Sega would have to make, because that's what they usually do in their crossover games. I don't think Nintendo is letting Sega make a full Nintendo game after their history with Sonic.
That's one hell of a custody battle.
Yeah, but to be fair, they let Ubisoft make Mario and Rabbids Kingdom. That turned out better than anyone ever expected.
Well, I think that's just because the fucking rabbits. So.
Yeah, we went. Everyone went super low expectations. They came out like, huh, pleasantly surprised.
Uh-huh.
It's like 8 out of 10. And the music's really good. They got Grant Coco who made the Banjo Kazooie music and bunch of and GoldenEye music and a lot of other music. So yeah,
Nice.
Ubisoft, you can make a good Rabbids game. Why can't you make a good Assassin's Creed game or whatever game?
They just need to not make everything an RPG, open world,
Yeah, I think a
multiple
lot of
choice bullshit thing.
companies should be like Nintendo, or like Mario's their platformer game, Zelda's their adventure game, Metroid their space game, Star Fox is
Uh
I don't
huh.
know what Star Fox is.
Their space game. Their
Their
other
furry
space
game.
game.
And then F Zero is their racing game, but then Mario Kart took over, so then there's no F Zero. Pikmin is their time management game. Mario Party is your ruined friendship game. See, they got it all covered.
Every
Every
genre.
genre, yeah, everything you can think of. But then they even made their own shooter game. Pew, pew, pew. I know I keep saying I said we're gonna end it, but like another thing I brought up to Corey recently is that I don't think that there will ever be another good Star Fox game like the old ones, because of how Star Fox is. It's like you start out the first level and there's like branching paths, and then you go through like a certain amount of stages, and you get to the end of one of a couple paths, and you beat the boss, and then like the point of the 64 game is there's multiple paths. There's like 12 levels, and like you can replay it over and over and over again. Like a one playthrough would take you like 3 hours probably. And that's the game, but I don't think that kind of game would work today. No, because they did on the Wii U, and everyone hated it. So if they ever made like another Star Fox game, wouldn't it be like what everyone wants it to be? And if it is, only like fans of the N64 version will like it. And I could see them actually making a small game, like a $30 game actually. But I don't think like a $60 price will ever be justified for something like that anymore. Which is sad. I think Star Fox is so cool.
Well, hey, I think we should wrap up the
Yeah,
podcast.
almost a new record.
It's almost 2 hours. Yeah, my laptop's about to die too. At like 20%.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you sat through this episode.
If you did, you're one hell of a
Yeah.
trooper.
Thanks. You did it.
Hey, son of a bitch.
What happened?
I just dropped
Oh.
my phone. Oh no, I lost my audio.
No.
Just found out I wasn't recording any of this.
That's a really funny thing to do at end of a recording. Like, oh, I forgot to record.
I can't remember what game
Mario.
we were playing, but you recorded all the audio. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said it's less funny when it actually
Are we ever
happens.
going to release that as a podcast?
What did you say?
We're going to release that as
Yeah,
a podcast or
it's
what?
April Fool's
'Cause-
video. Yeah, you got a new format come to. It's where we're
Okay.
playing games in podcast format, so you can listen to us play games in a podcast format. And that's the intro, and then it'll be just us playing it.
With no gameplay.
Yeah, no gameplay. Just you get to listen. It's also funny because there won't be any game sound either.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Thinking about it. Holy crap.
It will literally sound like we're just talking and acting like we're playing a game, and you're like random clicking on the controller. But before we forget, let's end the podcast. Make sure you like it, subscribe it, click the bell notification it, and comment it down below it. And if there's anything I missed, I'm sorry.
Tell us any topics that you want us
And
to
if you
talk
sneeze
about.
in this video, bless you.
We send you into the darkness.
Yeah.
later.